On Larry King Now, musician Shaggy.
The audience is under the sea. It's an experience that you're getting. Yeah. And all of the music is recut. You know, I mean, you got my voice, which is a totally unique voice, singing, Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl and all of that. I was even impressed of how good I was.
Plus,
I think record companies are making way more money now than they ever did, but I think it needs to come a lot more to the artists. I see a lot of these young artists and urban artists and genres that wouldn't be heard are being heard now because the gatekeepers aren't there as much now. It's really full access from a fan to an artist.
All next on Larry King Now. Welcome to Larry King Now. I'm Tom Green, filling in for Larry. Today's guest is dancehall reggae musician Shaggy. Shaggy's best known for his chart-topping hits Angel, Boombastic, and It Wasn't Me. He's been nominated for 7 Grammy Awards, winning Best Reggae Album twice. His latest solo album is titled Wagwan.
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 Yeah.
And he'll be starring as Sebastian in Disney's The Little Mermaid live, airing Tuesday, November 5th on ABC. Wagwan. Now, what's that mean, Wagwan?
It's a greeting. It's like, what's going on?
Oh, okay. Jamaican way of saying, what's
so
up?
What up, Tom? What's going on?
Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yeah, that's.
You know what I mean?
I've never been to Jamaica. I have to go
You
to.
should.
I have to go to Jamaica.
Well, you have not lived, my brother.
Yeah. It must just be an amazing place.
Yeah,
too.
it's lovely. It is lovely. It's home. It's where I have a wife, kids, and dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and Kingston is what I call home. And I just came back from a couple of days vacation, celebrating my birthday, and I was in a place called Rio Chico, right in Ocho Rios, which was a lovely, lovely property. And I was there with a couple of friends, and I just said to myself, wow, I am really lucky to be from Jamaica.
Yeah, absolutely. So you spend a lot of time down there?
Oh yeah, I'm always there. It is what I call home.
Yeah. Growing up in Jamaica, it must have been just very inspiring seeing Bob Marley and the music that came from Jamaica.
Culturally, it is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you look at Jamaica, this is an island that has roughly around 3 to 4 million people. Mm. And if you think about the impact that it has had on popular culture over the years, I call us a bunch of overachievers. I mean, let's face it, we got qualified for the Olympics in bobsledding, and we don't even have snow.
Cool Runnings with John Candy.
Yeah,
great
you know
movie.
what I'm saying? So these are the things you do. You look, from Island Records that was built, really on the culture of Jamaica, out of Jamaica, with Chris Blackwell, that gave you, U2, Bob Marley, Jimmy Cliff. Hey, listen, let's face it, everything that Lady Gaga is doing, Katy Perry, Rihanna, that's all Grace Jones, let's face it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's just what it produces out of that country, from Usain Bolt to, Sean Paul or Shaggy, whatever it is. We have shaped popular culture. Hip hop music came from there with Kool Herc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Taking what he knew from Jamaica to the Bronx to create what is now the most popular art form, reggaeton. Mm-hmm. Coming out of dancehall with El General.
There's so many different genres of reggae. What's the difference?
From it.
What's the difference between reggae and dancehall?
Well, dancehall is a birth child of reggae.
Okay.
So reggae, it's almost as how you have an R&B record will play, but then the rap version is a little bit more clubby and harder. It would be the same thing where, reggae music started from the early days, from mento to ska, from ska to rocksteady, from rocksteady into what is known as reggae, and then from reggae into what is known as dancehall. So they're all birth child of the original form, you know what I mean? But just a harder, more clubby, way more colorful, you know what I mean, and a more street.
What makes a great reggae song?
As far as what makes a great reggae song is it being infectious. It has to be infectious. One, for the reggae songs, it's got to have that soul. Because the thing about reggae, if you look at what Bob Marley was saying, take for instance a Bob Marley, he sings, turn your lights down low, you know what I mean? You listen to a song like that, it's a love song.
Yeah.
But it sounds like a revolutionary love song.
Right.
But it's a love song. Now, he's not doing anything different from what Lionel Richie would do when he sings once, twice, 3 times a lady. It's the same message that Bob is saying. It's the same vibe that he's portraying, but just how he does it. You know what I mean, is super sincere. It's really putting it on the level of, because the girl that is hearing once, twice, three times a lady, her guy really doesn't talk to her like that, really. It's a different.
Most likely not. Yeah.
It's a different conversation that they're having. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm saying, yo, turn your lights down low.
Yeah.
Right.
Do people come up to you all the time and say, "Was it you?"
Absolutely. And the day they stop will be the day I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. You won a Grammy for Best Reggae Album in 2019 for your album 44876 with Sting. Now, is that something working with Sting?
Well, what we did an album together.
Yeah.
And it's called 44 is the country code for Great Britain.
Yeah.
Well, and 876 is also the area code for Jamaica. So
Yes.
it's 442. So it's a British guy teaming with the Jamaican guy to create what is a hybrid style of a reggae album. You know what I mean?
The record's called 44876.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
And so we won a Grammy at the top of this year for that, and we toured all of last year with it, which was I think the third most successful tour of last year. And we did amazing with it, and Sting is just like my brother.
How did you two meet, and how did that collaboration come to be?
Well, I've known Sting for years, man. I've seen him. I even played. We played together in Antwerp, and he didn't remember. And then a picture came up. It was like, oh, this dude. This was the first time we were on stage together. I did Roxanne with him. So I've always seen him at award shows, and we like, hey, whatever, But then we had someone in common, which is Martin Kirzenbaum, who now manages me and also manages Sting. But at the time, Martin was my A&R at Interscope. And he was also Sting's A&R in Interscope. Now, Martin was the head of International, done a lot of great things. And so when he left Interscope and started managing Sting, we have always kept in contact. He just thought that Sting and I would really get along together.
Do you call him Sting?
I call him Earl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll say, hey Sting, you want to go grab some lunch? Or?
Yeah, I call him Earl.
Earl, okay.
Yeah,
But his name's Gordon something.
His name is Gordon,
yeah.
but I call him Earl because apparently he's gotten some award from the Queen that says he's an Earl.
Oh yes, Earl.
And then
Sting.
Earl. So I told him, I said, that's your Jamaican name, because Earl is like a Jamaican name. Say, yo, Earl. Well, it's which he liked that. So
that's awesome. Okay, well we're going to talk about the Little Mermaid when we come back, and more with Shaggy on how he got his start, his son who's a rapper, and his latest album. That's all next right here on Larry King Now. Welcome back to Larry King Now. I'm Tom Green, in for Larry, and my guest is singer Shaggy. Thank you, Shaggy.
Yeah, I thought they would have at least given you like suspenders or something like that, no?
I could have...
I mean, if you're going to do the Larry, you got to do Larry right, bro.
Okay. It's pretty cool to be here, though, right?
Think about that. It is cool, man.
Hanging out on Larry's set.
Yeah, Larry's set is dope, and it's a great building. I came in here, and I was like, wow.
So now tell me about The Little Mermaid. It's a live broadcast of The Little Mermaid? How's that going to work now?
Well, the wonderful world of Disney is having... teaming up with ABC to have what is known as their 30th anniversary of The Little Mermaid. And they want to do it a little special this time, and they're doing a part animated, part live.
Yeah.
And so the story of it would still be told within the animation, but when it comes to like the live numbers, it's to these big numbers, it's going to be live with a live audience.
So they'll just cut from the animation right to you singing?
Right, and singing, and there'll be puppets, and the thing is, in the theater, it's got an audience, but the audience is under the sea.
Yeah.
So you're seeing starfish, you're seeing everything going around you. It's colorful, it's lit, it's like, wow. Yeah. It's an experience that you're getting live. And all of the music is recut. You got my voice, which is a totally unique voice, singing, Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl and all of that. And of course the instrumentation is all updated and new and remastered and all of that. So it's just an amazing, and when you see the choreography and all the excitement that's going on with it, I was pretty moved. I was even impressed of how good I was. Yeah. Because they have such professionals doing this thing. That even a guy like me that has never done anything as live like that really looked cool doing it.
You play Sebastian, right?
Yeah.
Iconic character.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm trying not to screw that up.
Yeah. Your real name is Orville Richard Burrell.
Yeah.
Where did the name Shaggy come from?
I got Shaggy because when I was in primary school in Jamaica, I was this really skinny guy with a lot of hair.
So it was Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Like a shaggy dog. And then it became Shaggy from Scooby-Doo. Then it became, and then I went to England. And my song was being played on the air, and I was in a cab coming from the airport, and just got to England, and Radio 1, I think, was playing "Oh Carolina," and the guy came on and says, "I can't believe we're playing a song from a bloke with the name Shaggy." So I'm looking at the rep that's picking me up, and I said, "Shaggy? What's wrong with that?" He's like, "Oh, you don't know what shag means over here?"
Oh, right,
I'm like, "No," and then he explained to me, I'm like, dude, that's the coolest my name has ever been.
Absolutely,
after that, that's what if the chick asked me, so how'd you get Shaggy? Well,
let me tell you.
Shagadelic, baby.
The spy who shagged me.
Yeah. But I didn't know that's what it is. It's so cool that it started from a nickname and then ended up being this really, sexy kind of name, what it is, with me doing a song called Mr. Bombastic.
Right, perfect.
Who could have planned that?
Do you remember the first time you heard one of your songs on the radio, that moment, when you hear it playing on the radio?
The first time I heard, there was a song called Mampi that I had, which is an underground reggae record. It never was a mainstream record, but within my little, ghetto fabulous community, hearing that, it was gold for me, man.
Yeah.
Because I got into music literally because of chicks.
Yeah.
I wish I could say it was something a little deeper than that. Yeah, man. I was in the lunch. I used to be at the lunchroom in Erasmus Hall in Brooklyn, and I realized that when they beat the bench at lunch, and I spit rhymes, I would get chicks, and I got popular. And I cut records, and I got in when I cut local reggae records. I got into clubs for free. I drank for free, and I left with the hottest girl. And to me, I was like, hey, I'm in heaven. And then I did "Oh Carolina," and Virgin Record gave me $1 million.
That's a good reason to do music
like,
too.
Okay, this is cool. But at that time, it's dancehall, so there is no lane for dancehall. So in my head, I'm like, okay, this is a one-time thing. There ain't no way. So I'm thinking about maybe I'm gonna buy me like a shoe store. I'm gonna set up myself. You know what I mean? Because I ain't never gonna get it. And then I wrote Boombastic.
Yeah.
And they gave me another $1 million.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I could get used to this.
Yeah.
And that was the career.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite hit? Is there a song of yours that is a favorite of yours?
I would say Boombastic.
Yeah.
Because Mr. Boombastic is where everything started to change for me. That's, in "Oh Carolina," my audience was very mixed. Black, white, young, old, male, female, whatever it is. Then Mr. Boombastic happened, and overnight, 90% of my audience was women. And when if I shake my hip left and right, I heard screams, and I was like, dude, I could get used to this. So it really changed everything. And to this day, it's still the song that is Shaggy.
Coming up, we play a round of If You Only Knew with Shaggy. He reveals the biggest risk he ever took, a luxury he can't live without, and what we should be paying more attention to. You can see Shaggy in Disney's The Little Mermaid live. It airs November 5th on ABC. Don't go away. Welcome back to Larry King Now. I'm Tom Green, in for Larry, and my guest is singer Shaggy. You sort of almost transform your voice. How do you do that?
Well, everybody has different octaves to their voice and different sound. I am just gifted with the fact that I could do many different sounds with my voice. And when I was in the military, I was in the Marines. I did four years in the Marines.
In the Gulf War, right?
And I did,
Desert Storm.
I did Desert Storm, the first Gulf Wars. I did 7 months there. And they used to call me to sing cadence. And I would run and sing because I did funny cadence. I was like, I don't know, but I've been told Tom Green, he wears pantyhose. I mean, I just make up things as I go along.
Sure.
And they were fed funny cadence.
How did you know that about my pantyhose?
Well, it's documented. It's documented, Tom.
So was that, must have been an intense experience that time of your life going to...
It was great because they would call me out to sing these cadences, and I didn't know that was vocal training because you're doing 5-mile runs and singing from not just from your diaphragm but all the way down and projecting, and the minute you put that on a song, you get songs like Mr. Boombastic and "Oh Carolina" and all of these records that has that sound and became a signature sound.
Yeah. So what were you doing in the Marines over there?
I was a cannoneer. I fired 155 howitzers. Indirect fire and blow things up.
Was that in Kuwait?
We were in Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
At that time, shooting, working our way all the way into Iraq at the time.
And you've also performed for the troops at bases all around the world.
Yes, Wayne Newton was a good friend, called me to be a part of USO, and then we did quite a few of the shows together with him, and it was a great experience. And then, you know, I'm a big supporter of the troops.
Are military audiences, they say they're the best audiences?
They are actually. You must have done stand-up with them.
I have done
Right.
some USO.
And they're just, it's because, you know, they're pressed half the time. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's rough being, you know, you're out there in the middle of nowhere, don't have family members around you. When you get just some sort of an entertainment from home,
Yeah.
it is just like they're just riled up.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, we have a game now we're going to play. It's a game we play around here. It's called If You Only Knew.
Okay.
First album you ever purchased.
Jimmy Cliff, The Harder They Come.
Your favorite artist.
My favorite artist right now would be Bill Withers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Your favorite overall genre of music.
I would say reggae.
Yeah, that makes sense, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. A secret talent.
I could fry a really good egg.
Okay, nice.
Now,
Scrambled?
Scrambled. You're a scrambled guy.
Scrambled, yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's a little boring, but it's okay. It's just having it to a point where it's just the right, where it's not too raw, and then you flip it. Then there's a little fish called red herring.
Yeah, sure, yeah.
It's almost like Solomon Gundry. I don't know if you know that. It's a little bit of a herring taste, almost smoked.
Yeah.
I'll dip a little bit on that just to give it that smoky egg vibe.
Gosh.
And yo, dude, I do a
hungry.
gourmet fried egg, bro.
Amazing.
Shaggy style.
You really get very passionate about it too. Never seen someone get so excited about an egg before.
Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean? Jamaican style.
Yeah, yeah. The biggest risk you've ever taken.
I don't know. I think creatively right now, one of the biggest risks I'm taking is right now. This Little Mermaid thing that I'm doing is the first time. It's live.
Yeah.
It's theatrical. It's something that I've never done before. I'm soaking it all up because I'm working with and if you're gonna do it with these people because they're so professional.
Yeah.
And they've had a few hits under the belt.
Sure.
So I'm really diving into it with like the best of the best of doing it, and it's exciting. So it's risky. It's really risky to say because I've never done it before.
Yeah, live TV.
I am out of my comfort zone, trying to be really comfortable in outside of my comfort zone. You know? So I would say this is one of the biggest.
That's fun. That's exciting. A luxury that you can't live without.
Well, you know, my first class seat. Yeah, I gotta have that, bro.
Your which?
My first class.
Oh, your
if I'm
first class.
yeah, man. I want to be comfortable, bro. I love that. If I'm traveling, I gotta be.
You travel a lot, so.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The best advice you've ever received.
James Brown. So James Brown and I was on a tour called Night of the Proms in Antwerp. I was there with me, Cyndi Lauper, and Joe Cocker. I was the youngest guy on the tour. And every night when I come out to do my segment, there were 6 shows a week. You know, it's 20,000 people. Every time we come out, it's a huge orchestra. Every night I would come out and do my segment. They would pull a chair up with James Brown, and James would sit there and watch me.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, a little freaked out, but
Wow.
you know, it's the Godfather.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he would like, hey, Shaggy! You know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool, yo. So I was like, Godfather! He's like, yeah, Shaggy! Then after a while, we became friendly.
Yeah.
And one day he kicked my dressing room door open. Kicked it with his foot, walked
Kicked
in.
it open.
Boom, kicked it right open. Walked in, had a bodyguard with him. The guy stood behind the door and folded his arm like this behind him and stood up there. And huge guy, and James Brown said, sit down. And right there, I thought I was gonna get a James Brown beat down, bro. I mean, the guy looked mad serious.
Yeah.
He come in, he wasn't smiling, sat down on the couch, and he said, let me tell you something. I've been watching you every night. You good. I've been to your country, been there with Marley, really good. I rolled it up, smoking with him, it's great. But you the truth.
Yeah.
You funny.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. They can take away your house, take away your car, take away your woman, take away all your money. There's one thing they'll never take away from you. It's your talent. And as long as you're rich, as long as you got your talent, you're a rich man. Keep doing what you're doing, and God bless you. And got up and walk out.
Wow.
And that's the best advice ever because he said, as long as you have your talent, you're a rich man. And I always believe that I will, and that has been a part of my longevity because I always rely on what was given to me by God to get me out of anything that I've ever been in. And I live by that to this day.
And what a great story to be able to.
Oh, it's amazing. It was it's my James Brown moment.
Yeah.
And you know, The guy just took a liking to me. He really liked my wife too. He thought she was great.
Great impression too.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. A musician from history that you'd like to take to lunch?
I already did.
Yeah.
Sting.
Yes. Yeah.
I already did.
What do you think something is that we should be paying more attention to in society right now?
We should be paying more attention to just really loving each other.
Mm.
I think we're in a very divided time.
Yeah.
We're probably on the verge of civil unrest, and it's not like we have a lot in common, and we need to really pay attention. A simple thing: treat someone the way you'd like to be treated, and everything will take care of itself.
Yeah.
It's that simple. We make things harder than it is. We'll sit down here and listen to whosoever telling you what and your situation. And if you just do this basic thing to just treat you the way I would like to be treated, we'll have a better world.
I think that social media has really gotten into everybody's stuck on these phones, and you use the social media?
Social media is great in some sense, but social media is bad for people who are underachievers.
Yeah.
Because they live vicariously through it. You know what I'm saying? And they will try and create situations around themselves to make themselves feel better. And they will go, because of that, they will go to people who are trying to do better, and because they're not achieving as much, try to bring them down to make themselves feel better. And that's social media for you. You have to know how to use it as a tool. You have to be to be honest with you, for you to be on social media, you got to be a very confident person.
I'm getting a flip phone. In our final segment, Shaggy will be back to answer your social media questions. Make sure you catch The Little Mermaid live on ABC November 5th. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Larry King Now. I'm Tom Green, filling in for Larry, and my guest is singer Shaggy.
Yeah.
Shaggy.
How you doing, man?
Thank you, Shaggy.
Great conversation, man.
Yes, and you played for the Queen the other day. You just sort of mentioned during the commercial break. I played for the Queen the other day.
Yeah. It was good. It was good. You know, I had the opportunity to play for the Queen's birthday with myself and Sting.
Yeah.
And it was really cool to just be there and sit there. I'm right here and seeing her here, and I'm like, wow.
So you got to meet the Queen.
Yes, we got to meet the Queen. I actually met Prince Harry before he came to Jamaica, and he walked up to me and he shook my hand. He says, "Wasn't me." Walking.
So that is the thing that you really do get all the time.
I was waiting for her to say it, but that'd be crazy.
Yeah. And your son is a successful rapper now.
Yeah.
Rob Banks.
Yeah, Rob Banks, man. It's crazy to see the influences. Obviously because of music and everything that he has done. But then he's kind of made his own way and did his own thing. And even when I listen to some of the music, I don't get it. But then I get, when I was listening to my music, my parents didn't get it. So
yeah, must be good.
Yeah, so I said it must be good. He's a hard worker, goes really hard, very, very into the art of it. You know what I mean, and the truth of it. You know what I mean, and just really, he's really artistic. He's almost as if he's not. I would like to have him be a little bit more commercial, but he's really about the art of it.
Yeah.
I admire that about him.
We have some questions from social media. You use the social media much?
Twitter,
Instagram?
Instagram is my go-to,
man. The memes?
Yeah. The memes. People have a lot of time on their hand, man.
Yeah. We have Walter Jose Duarte Sandoval. Mm-hmm. You put out a new album this year. What is the plan for the new music?
Wagwan. Well, we just did a tour with me and UB40. We did it and started in about. We just ended about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we were on tour from August all the way down, and we did most of the major cities in the U.S. and we were promoting the album at the same time. The album is out there, and you can get it on any digital platform there is. And we're going to continue to just work it. There might be some new music next year. I'm always making music, and it's just a great track. It's 16 tracks of orgasmic pleasure.
Yeah. Now, is there a country in the world that they don't know reggae music, or is it worldwide? Is there a country?
The thing about reggae that's so great, it is global.
Yeah.
You know, I used to go to Africa regularly, and that's before you see the emergence of what is now Afrobeat, because dancehall was really the most dominant music form within most of Africa. So I toured there a lot. Japan had was a huge market for dancehall and reggae at the time, back in, like, I would say, 96, 97, straight up to the 2000s. We were, do a lot of tours over there. Middle East.
Yeah.
We do a lot of them. I'm actually going to, I think, Saudi Arabia next month or something like that.
Wow.
So it is a global art form.
Absolutely. Yazir Gomez on the Larry King Now blog says you've collaborated with a lot of artists. Who's been your favorite collaboration? Maybe other than Sting, I don't know, but...
Sting would be my favorite.
Yeah.
Because that's the camaraderie that just happened out of nowhere, and we have so much in common and didn't know we would have so much in common and creating music. But, I like doing records with Rayvon, too. Rayvon and I did Angel. We did songs like In the Summertime, songs like Big Up. Just a really unique voice that really complements mine.
Shaggy, so great to...
Thank you, Tom. It's great, man. It's good to see you, man.
Thanks, Shaggy, for talking to me today. You can catch Shaggy, his performance as Sebastian in The Wonderful World of Disney presents The Little Mermaid live, Tuesday, November 5th on ABC. And thanks, Larry, for having me fill in. We'll see you next time.